Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me. You are now tuned in to the network,
Bruh.
the YouTube channel that takes complex networking topics and dumbs it down in more simple language. Today we are going to do NTP again. Yes, it's not Groundhog Day. We're doing NTP again. Why? Because Boson said so. Y'all know I was just going down the line of the topics that are in the what is this? The encore section of the labs that are in Boson NetSim. Yesterday we did this is what we did this week. We focused on security. We did AAA. We did AAA login authentication. Then we did configuring device network management that had SNMP, that had some AAA in it, that had some TACAX in it. Then we did NTP security, right? That was yesterday. Network time protocol, and today we're doing another NTP security lab. This one's a little bit more involved. I kind of skimmed through it. I didn't get to do it at all, so I'm gonna be fumbling through it on the live stream here. So if you guys have a copy of this application, go ahead and fire it up and do it along with me. And if I'm making mistakes or whatever, point it out, because I watched yesterday's lab and I was like, I think it took me about an hour before I found out that mistake and reason why the clocks weren't syncing. Not only did I didn't put the seconds in the when we set the clock manually, we also did not. I put the that master command in the router when I should have done it on the distribution switch. So I got to make sure I pay attention, and I hope you guys are paying attention as well. So who we got in the building? Y'all got kind of quiet right now, so we'll give it a couple minutes for some people to tune in and stuff like that. We got some ninja watchers, by the way. So if this is the first time you watching, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I looked at the YouTube analytics and it said 74% of you guys watch my channel and don't even subscribe. So at least hit your boy with a subscribe button, man. At least do that. At least do that. I'm not asking for, donations or cash apps or anything like that. Just subscribe, man, or hit the like button, man. We gonna try to get through this too, but I wanted to see what was in today's news. There was something that I saw that was pretty interesting. What was it? Was it in this one? Give me a couple of seconds here. It wasn't in the news. It was all news. It wasn't on the Teams thing. Oh, that's what it was. Something with the hospital system that I saw that I thought was pretty interesting. But that happened in October, and I still wanted to read it anyway. This happened today, though, or this news was released today. Operator, well, it says operator. It's spelled OPER. They took the T and replaced it with a 1. Operator hackers steal over 11 million from banks and telcos. Oops, my bad. I didn't mean to do that. They stole over 11 million from banks and telcos.
FBI, open up!
A threat group that researchers call Operator has stolen at least 11 million from banks and telecommunication service providers in Africa using the off-the-shelf hacking tools. So they're like script kiddies, and they were able to make money. Between 2018 and 2022, the hackers launched more than 35 successful attacks, about a third of them carried out in the year 2020. I don't wonder why they're just now releasing this information, or why they're reporting it. Analysts at Group 1B, or IB, working with the CERT-CC department at Orange, have been tracking Operator since 2019 and noticed that the group changed its techniques, tactics, and procedures, TTPs, last year. Concerned about losing the threat actors' tracks, the cybersecurity company waited for the group to resurface to publish an updated report. That's the reason why they published it today, I guess. They waited till they came back out, I guess they went into hiding and then they came back out. This year, Group 1B observed that the hackers were active once again. Then they gave us a map of where their attacks were carried out from, how much money that they stole and stuff like that. A number of known attacks between 2018 and 2022, there was about 35. They targeted banking, financial, and telecommunications, and they confirmed about $11 million that they stole. The hacker group is formed of French-speaking members believed to operate from Africa. Apart from targeting companies in Africa, the gang also hit organizations in Argentina, Paraguay, and Bangladesh. Man, that's a lot of money, man. I ain't got no money.
FBI, open up!
I ain't got no money sound effects, so I'm just gonna keep giving you all the FBI. But they go on and on how they carry the attacks. They showed the files. They showed the I guess like a crafted email on with some attached files, and that's how they were able to hack into the system and stuff like that. So cybersecurity, that's why it is a growing field. We got Big Germ in the building. Big Germ, Big Germ. What's going on, Big Perm? I mean, Big Germ. Where are you from, man? I'm originally from Harlem, New York. I was born at not Harlem Hospital. What am I thinking? Metropolitan Hospital, and then I moved down here when I was 11, Florida, Orlando, Florida. Well, lived in Kissimmee, but Orlando, Florida. Got Diane Faster in the building. She said, "Bro, any chance you doing the automation section soon? You know that is coming. It's funny you say that. It is coming around the corner here, right? We're doing NTP security today. I think I might gloss over this. It depends. I don't know anything about automation or scripting or anything like that. I need to, and this is an introduction. This is an opportunity for me and us, right? I don't know. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna take a look at it. Like I didn't even get through this today. I was so busy today. I was like, I didn't even get a time to even launch this. So I'm kind of doing this on the fly with you guys. So I may or may not do it. I may just skip it and just go right into the NRC section because that's actually the exam I actually have to take to get my CCNP. So I don't know. Big John said, "Oh damn, I'm from Winter Haven, boy, like 40 minutes from you. You work in IT?" Yep, I sure do. I live on the east side of Orlando, actually. Winter Haven. So you like in like by Lakeland and stuff like that, right? I think that's Winter Haven. So you're not too far from me. Yep, I'm in Orlando. That's what's up, man. We should link up, man. Hit me up. I got uh not my contact information, but like my IG, and if you just look on my YouTube channel, you'll see like some personal stuff on how you can contact me and stuff like that. You'll see my email. I think my email's on there too. So let's go ahead and get started. This is the lab we're working with, right? Let me bring that up. Oh, I need to turn this stuff down. Hold on. Where is that at? Where is that at? Close this. Close that. And the network topology we're working with is right here, right? It's pretty much similar to yesterday's lab, except this time they added a VLAN 100, a VLAN 200. We have the core, pretty much the core layer here. We got the distribution layer here, and then the access layer here, right? They're probably going to make this guy an NTP clock or NTP master, right? Y'all know what NTP is, right? Network Time Protocol. It is a protocol that we use to synchronize the time on our network, right? We have all these devices, but they all have to agree on the same time. Otherwise, network will be messed up. So we want to make sure that we all synchronize and agree on the same time. But who do we declare as the person that says what time it is? The NTP master. I don't want to go too deep onto to the like the topics and stuff like that. Let's just go ahead and get right into the lab because I did the the lecturing yesterday, so we'll just go ahead and do that. Start the lab. Lab task number 1 is configure NTP clients. So remember, we said this guy's going to be the master, right? So he's the guy that's going to be telling everybody what time it is. What time is it? Game time. In this task, you will configure NTP on CS1, which is this guy right over here, and CS2, that guy over there. Router 1 is already configured, so this guy is already configured. This guy right here, he's already configured with NTP as an NTP master and has been configured with a time of 8:01 a.m. on June 25, 2010. That's a really specific time that they picked there. I wonder why they did that.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
But let's go on there and verify that, right? Verify. Remember what my old boss used to say from my old job? Verify. We go on router 1. We go to enable mode. We say show IP. Show clock. And sure enough, they are stuck in the year 2010. What were you guys doing in the year 2010? 2010, I just graduated from UCF with my bachelor's degree in August, actually. No. Yes, August 2010 is when I graduated from college. And then I was working at the police department, actually, as a 911 operator. This is what I was doing at that time. What were you guys doing in the year 2010, June 25? On router 1, display NTP associations. We know how to do that, right? Show NTP associations. That basically says who is associated with us in the NTP protocol, right? Let me widen that up for y'all. There it is right there. What do they want to know? At what stratum is the local reference clock operating? It says it right here. This ST lets us know the stratum. Y'all remember what the concept of stratum is, right? The stratum is over here is 2. We did that on router 1. The stratum is how many hops away we are from an atomic clock. Remember, there's the atomic clock, or GPS, is the most precise clock in the world. It is the clock that it's the most precise time. But guess what? There's several of them that are throughout the world, right? The one we use in the United States is in Boulder, Colorado, right? So this router his stratum is 2. That means he is 2 hops away from the nearest atomic clock, right? That's what that is. What is the importance of the stratum value in NTP? Well, I just explained that to y'all.
You stupid.
On router 1, display the NTP status. That's easy enough. Show NTP status. And y'all make sure that I do this correctly, because last time I messed up and wondering why things weren't working because I was in the wrong device. Right there. What stratum is the NTP client on router 1 operating? So let me see. What stratum is the NTP client on router 1 operating? It says right here, I'm a client. I am operating at stratum number 3. Stratum 3. So I am 3 hops away. What does that say? Hold on. What was that said? Okay, so the reference clock is himself right here. And then his stratum is 2. They saying the client is stratum 3. Now, this is what I don't get. This is what I don't understand here. If anybody want to explain that. Because it says here stratum is 2. Who is he referring to? I guess the clock that is nearest him, while his is 3. I'm 3 hops away, but I am synchronized. So anyway, let's say let's do show NTP. I'm curious to see how they set it up. Section. Oops. Yeah. Section. Come on, man. Oh, show NTP. Show run. My bad. Show run. Section NTP. I'm gonna see how they set it up. They didn't even set it up. That's weird. Show run. There's nothing in here that says NTP. I thought they said they configured it. I don't see any configuration in here about. Oh well, whatever. On both CS1 and CS2, these guys right here. This guy and this guy. Display the current time. Is the time on either CS1 or CS2 synchronized with any time source? Let's see. I'm going to guess no, because they're probably going to give us work to do, right? Oops. Enable mode. We're going to say show the current time with show clock. It is not. We're stuck in 1993 over here. Let's check CS2. I don't even think they had dial-up back then, right? Show clock. He's also stuck in 1993. So no, their time, we're not synchronized with any time source. The way we can actually really tell, let me stop with that. I know y'all getting tired of that. Show clock, do detail, no time source. That tells you not only the time, when you do add the detail keyword, it tells you you're not synchronized at any time with that. So, yep, Lakeland, Davenport area. Yeah, my brother went to go see somebody over in that area not too long ago. 2010, man. I was in the 9th grade. I was an emo kid. Jesus Christ, man. You making me aged right now, man. Making me feel old right now. I ain't got one for that. Anyway.
A few moments later.
On CS1, this guy on the left. I'm gonna make sure I do that this time, right? Configure NTP to synchronize the time through router 1, with router 1, through router 1's FA00 interface. So, where's router 1? Let me show you on that map real quick, right? We said, this is similar to yesterday's lab. They're saying, this guy right here, they said, CS1, this guy right here, synchronize your time with router 1, this guy right over here, through his FA00 interface, that interface. So, when you want to get the time, synchronize it using that interface right there, right? That's what we're going to do here on CS1 configure terminal. We say NTP. What is it? Is it not authentication server? I guess we could say server, right? Server. Yeah, and then we're gonna say, give me the IP address of the server. It's gonna be this guy. It's not the IP address. It's really that interface, which is show IP interface brief. and show IP interface. I typed that wrong. My bad.
You stupid.
Brief. And then the 00 interface is that right there. 203.0.113.1. 203.0.113.1. 203.0.113.1. Let's go back and verify that was the correct 203.0.113.1. 203.0.113.1. Question mark. They didn't say nothing about a key, right? Remember what the key is? That's if we want to do setup authentication. Big Journey said, my first kid was born in 2010. That's what's up, man. So you got a 12-year-old. My daughter was actually born in 2015. I had to think about that one. On CS, let's see. Yeah, that's all we needed to do. That's all we needed to do with that guy. Boom. I did have one.
Boom.
On CS2, synchronize your time through router 1 through router 1's FA01 interface. So we're doing the same thing, but except on CSW2, he got to synchronize his time using that interface. So when you want to know the time, ask router 1 through that interface right there. Does that make sense? Y'all with me so far? So we go to CS2, right? I'm trying to be careful this time because I noticed I was like trying to talk and lecture at the same time and try to type there, hitting sound effects and doing all this at the same time. And meanwhile, I got lost. So we got Professor Black Ops in the building. If anybody wants to like get into like cybersecurity or is a Stigs nerd like he is, y'all visit his channel and subscribe to him. And he typically gives us Stigs of the day, which is security technical implementation guides, basically rules, right, that networks use and stuff like that, or companies like the DoD and the military and stuff use. 2 network time protocol servers must be deployed. Man, he got another fun fact for NTP. That's what's up. 2 network time protocols. So I thought he was going to give us the same one that you did yesterday. You got another one, man. This guy's like a walking Stigs Bible. 2 network time protocol servers must be deployed in the management network. NTP provides an efficient and scalable method for managed networks to actively synchronize 2 accurate time sources. So you need 2 to be Stigs compliant. I didn't know that. I used to work in a university. We had one NTP server, and it was I want to say it was a Windows server, and that was the only one. But it was a university, so obviously they didn't have to be Stigs compliant. I think they had like PCI compliance, but that was about it. Yeah, that was about it. So shout out to Professor Black Ops for that one. We needed to go to configure terminal, and we said NTP. I believe it is, what is the command again? Server. What is the IP address of the peer? Let's go to router 1 and see what it is. The 01 interface. 113.5, basically. 203.0.113.5. And then they didn't ask for no key. Press enter. What else they want us to do here? Yeah, with me so far? Anybody got any questions, or is everybody lost? You know, there's a lot of smart people in the chat room over there. So if I don't have time to get to your questions, somebody in there will answer it for you. I promise you. We got a lot of smart people in here. And make sure you subscribe to your boy. Hit that like button. That helps with the engagement. That puts this in more people's feeds and stuff like that. And then there will be more people in the chat room and stuff like that. And it creates a better learning environment. Because sometimes I'll be like typing in here, and then just like Professor Black Ops does, he gives us little fun facts and stuff like that. I didn't know to be Stigs compliant, you need to have 2 NTP servers. You know, food for thought. The next thing they wanted us to do was display the current time on CS1 and CS2. Is the time on each device synchronized with an NTP source? So let's see. We checked our time last time, right? And we saw that we were stuck in 1993 right there.
Are you fucking stupid?
And now let's see what we got. Show clock. And we are now in 2010. Okay, well, we moved up a couple years. We moved up to when Big Germ's kid was born, and when AO was in the 10th grade or 9th grade. So let's see if CSW2 is he still stuck in 1993. What happened that year? We just moved to Florida, maybe 2 years prior to that. I was leaving I was just becoming a freshman in high school. What else? So yeah, he's stuck in 1993. Well, let's do a show clock. And now he got his time synchronized, right? Perfect. So we can also do show clock detail. We'll see our time source is NTP. So we're good so far. We're good so far. What else we need to do here? On CS1, examine the status of NTP. What stratum is being reported? Why? Let's see. We go to CS1. How do we do that? We do show NTP status. We'll see our clock is synchronized. Our stratum is 4. Why? Because we're what? 4 hops away from the atomic clock. What's the atomic clock? It's the most precise clock in the world. So we're this guy right here, right? We're 4. Our stratum is 4, so that means it's 3. And then the next hopper will be 2. Next hopper will be 1. And then 0 will be the actual atomic clock, whoever we are actually like the closest atomic clock to, right? But we can set it up that way. We can say, oh, we're 7 hops away. It don't matter. It'll figure it out with all this other stuff right here. Our job is to just make sure we synchronize it and configure it that way. Big Germ said, failover NTP. Are the 2 NTP servers from the same source too, or different sources? Professor Blackoff said, correct, failover and redundancy. Yeah, exactly. So in case, let's say we had right now we got 1 NTP source, right? The main source, which was router 1, right? Let's say we had another router right here, right? And we decided to be sticks compliant because Professor Blackops walked into our building and said, you need to have another NTP server, right? Okay, fine. We connected this router to our network. So now we got 2 NTP servers. This guy's a server and this guy's a server. Well, guess what? Let's say my crazy ex comes to the data center that I used to work at, right? Or I work at, and she knocks this NTP server down. Well, guess what? We still have this guy to synchronize our time with, right? So for redundancy purposes, that's the reason why some companies have to be sticks compliant, right? So we did that already. We reported it. We figured out what the stratum was. Why? Because we're 4 hops away. On CS1, we'll make sure we're on CS1, this guy right here. Examine the NTP associations. Show NTP associations. What's the question? From where is CS1's time being synchronized? What is the stratum of the source? We are synchronizing our time from this right here, which is what? That is that interface right there, right? That FA00 interface, right? Remember? We go to router 1 and we'll see 113.1. That is where I get the time from. That's what that says right there. The next question was, from where? Oh, I just answered that. And what is the stratum of the source? The stratum of the source is 3. So that's why that answers my question from last time. So my stratum is 4. His stratum is 3. So when we do associations, we're saying our neighbor, we're getting information from our neighbor, his stratum, his IP address, etc. Right? And also we got a legend at the bottom over here. This legend lets us know if there's an asterisk beside it, that means he is a master and he is synced. That's what this asterisk is. And we also have the tilde. Shout out to whoever answered that question yesterday, because I didn't know what the hell that symbol was.
Are you fucking stupid?
That's called a tilde. That tilde lets you know that it is a configured. It was configured as an NTP master, right? That was the end of that task. So now we're at task 2, which has about 9 subtasks below it. We've got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So we should be done maybe around time. Let me race through this right here, right? I don't want to race through it because last time I messed up, right? And then it cost us another maybe 20 minutes or something like that. On DSW1, which is the distribution layer switch, right? This guy right here, down here, DSW1, right? So now we took care of this guy. We took care of this guy. We took care of this guy. Now we're moving on to this guy, right? So we're probably going to be figuring everything here. Go to global config mode. Now actually display the current time. Show clock. We are stuck in 1993. Is he synchronized? Clearly not, but let's see. Detail, no time source. Configure NTP to synchronize his time with CS1 through CS1's FA02 interface. So now we're doing the same thing, but we just going down the line, right? Daisy chain in here. So what they said, FA02 interface. So this guy, he is going to get his time from that interface right there. So anytime he need to know, anytime he needs to know anytime he needs to know the time. He gonna ask this guy through that interface right there. Hey, what time is it? And he's gonna tell him what the time it is, right? Game time. Woo. Go to global config mode, NTP. What is it? Server. You are gonna be the server. What is the IP address of the peer? The peer is, we need to go to CS1 and find out what it is. Show IP interface brief, exclude unassigned. You can't do pipe because that doesn't work on here. Let's just do show IP interface brief. What is the IP address? We need to know the IP address of that interface right there, which is FA0 right there. 2. FA02 is 203.113.9. 203.113.9. Oops. 203. Let me make sure I do that right. See, that was almost a typo right there.
Are you fucking stupid?
203.0.113.9. 203.0.113.9. Right? Any typo can just jack up the whole thing. But fortunately for us, this is a lab, and we could just do the grade lab feature and look at the answers, look for the answers at the back of the book, right? We're saying report for our time there. That's what we're doing with that command. But Jordan said, where are you doing these labs from? What platform? This is an application called Boson NetSim. The good folks at Boson, they gave me this application to pretty much they gave me a promo copy actually to demonstrate on my channel and stuff like that. And I like it. You know, you could use it to study for the CCNA exam. They have it split up in all the sections, look at all these topics you could do, man. All the ones we did already in green on my channel. If y'all want to go back and look at those past live streams, you can see how we did these labs right here, right? These are ones that I haven't done. These are the CCNA labs. Right now, I was studying for the CCNP, but anyways, they've got it in order of the exams, right? So CCNA, we've got David Bombal labs, the Encore labs, and right now we are pretty much, and then there's also the NRC labs. We are working on Encore, the NTP security. So if you go to, I believe, boson.com, you can see all of their applications and stuff like that. They have quizzes. They've got stuff for, I believe they just came out with a A+ exam simulator. So pretty cool. We got Earl Owens in the building. Peace to you too, fam. Appreciate you for tuning in. And make sure y'all hit that like button and that subscribe button, because once again, I looked at the YouTube analytics. It's 77 or 74% of you guys are not subscribed. So taking up the content and don't even subscribe, Ninja Watchers. On DSW, we did this W1. We did that. Now we got to do the same thing on DSW2. So this guy right over here, we're going to fix him and get him to get the time from this guy, which is what interface? FA0, that right there, 02. We got to figure out what that IP address is. Let's go CS2, W2, that guy. Show IP interface brief. What we said was FA02 interface. FA02 interface is that right there. 113.21. Let's go back over here. 113.21. Let me make sure. That's DSW2. They said to configure his time. They didn't ask for me to display the time. It's all good though. Show. Let's see. He probably stuck in 1993 also, right? Yep, he is in 1993. Go to global config mode. We said NTP server. It was the server you want to get it from, CS2. So 203.0.113.21. 203.0.113.21. Right? Y'all with me so far? Bajor said, yeah, I got the A+, was lazily studying for Net Plus. Yeah, I did the same thing too. That was back in like when I first started my IT career. Yeah, like by 2010, I got the A+, and I was like, I'm going to get the Net Plus. I would study for it, but don't take the exam if I was you. If I was to do it all over again, I wouldn't even take those exams, man. I would study for the CCNA. Much more valuable cert, in my opinion. I work at a college, so I'm learning a lot of Cisco. Not enough to get a cert, though. Yeah, if you just keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it, and you have to actually try to love it, and then you get to a point where you're streaming at 9 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? Like, if you was to ask me 20 years ago, like, do you think you're gonna like doing this stuff and then actually like record on the internet and show people how to do NTP. I'm like, what the fuck is NTP? You know what I mean? But once you get to a point, you'll just become obsessed with it, and then you're trust me, you're going the right path. Big Germ. We got Tor's Tech Talk in the building. Appreciate you for tuning in. He said, should I choose an internal NTP server or use a public NTP server? That's a good question, actually. It depends on how large your organization is. It depends on how you got security set up. There's too many variables to set up to answer that question, to be honest with you. If you have some compliance that you have to abide by, they might ask you, they might tell you, you might have to have an internal server and also a public server. Who knows? There's too many variables to really answer that question. That's bureaucracy right there. But I think normally, like if you have a small organization and you ain't got money to buy a server and make it a dedicated NTP server or whatever, you might just pick one that's on the internet. If you could just Google it and just do NTP servers, you'll see a list of them that you can sync your time to. So, but good question though. It just really depends. That's just a question. That's just a how you want your organization set up. There's no real way to answer that. But I like that question though. On DSW 1 and 2, display the clock information. Are they synchronizing their date and time with CS1 and CSW2? So let's see if these guys are still stuck in 1993. Remember we did these guys right here? Oh, we already did these two. Let's see what year they're in. He was in 1993, right? Doing the Running Man and wear some hammer pants. Now he's in Show Clock, still in 1993. So something wrong here. I think I see, let me see. Let me see if I see the issue here. 113.21, right? Let me see. 203, 113.21. Uh-huh. So, no, it didn't work. Let's see. We got some troubleshooting in here to do here. Let's see.
346 minutes later.
We got to fix this right here. Let me make sure this was the correct interface, right? They said, let me make sure I do this correctly. I'm going to start from the top real quick. Display the current time. We did that. Make sure I do this correctly. Configure the time that's synchronized to CS1's FA02 interface. So DSW1 needed to be configured with FA02 interface of that guy. The FA02 interface of that guy was. Oh, he don't even have it. Let's see. The distribution switch. Let's see. Configure core switch 1. On DSW1, synchronized to CSW2's FA02 interface. It's okay, so the DSW1, CSW1. All right, let me make sure I do this correctly, y'all. I'm going back. What was his interface? Because I don't even look like I looked at. Oh yeah, I did look at it. I did. To the 02 interface, so he should be configured to be synchronized with his time to 113.9. Is that who he got it with? Yes, 113.9. I did do that. So let's see if his clock is fixed. Show clock. He's good. So he's good. This guy right here is good. He's still stuck in 1993, wearing his hammer pants and wearing his cross colors over there. Let's see what we need to fix over here. NTP server 203 113.21. Let me see what that interface was. It was CSW2's FA02 interface, which is 113.21. That's correct. So let's triple check if I even did that. Show run section NTP server 203 113.21. That's correct. Show clock. Oh, now he's fixed there, man. Man.
All I do is win, no matter what.
All right, so you know what? Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. Yeah, I like that one. For NTP to actually synchronize its time. Sometimes it takes I don't remember how long it took before I actually put in this command. But y'all see, I put in the command, was talking, lecturing, blah blah blah, reminiscing about the years of me wearing my with my Gumby high top fade. And then I was talking about, and then I saw it said 1993, and I said, let me check again. Still stuck in 1993. Then we checked again, we troubleshot, and then it was still in 1993. Checked again, and now we're in 2010. So sometimes it takes a couple seconds. Remember, this is a simulator. They're just simulating how a real router and switch works. So I think we're good so far. Now, what he said? He said, "Go hammer." I ain't got no. No, I don't have no. Let me see. Do I have any of that? I don't think I do. It'd be funny if I do. If I do, I love this app, man. I don't think I do. Let me see. Nah. HA. Probably not. Nah, I don't. I was thinking maybe I had like Super Freak or MC Hammer on here and I could play that for y'all, but I don't.
1 week later.
Let's move on. Now their times are synchronized on DSW1. This guy right here. Bloop. Display the NTP status. Show NTP. Oops. NTP status. We got to set up ACLs and all of that. Oh, man, this is a pretty long lab here. His stratum is 5, so he's 5 hops away, right? What if they want to know? The stratum. And why? Because we're 5 hops away, like I said. Y'all remember what the stratum is, right? How many hops away you are from an NTP clock. On ASW1, configure the time to synchronize. So again, we're going down the line here. Now we need to go to ASW1. This guy right here, he needs to synchronize. When he asks for the time, he's going to do it through this interface right here. I think. Let me double check before I make that assumption. CS1's FA02 interface. No. To CS1's FA02 interface. Oh, gotcha. So I'm glad I looked at that. He needs to get his time, ASW1, needs to get his time from this interface right over here. That's where he needs to get his time. So he's going to be going through, he's going to be sending NTP packets through this and then getting his time there. Y'all see that? On ASW1, configure NTP. So go to ASW1, which is zoom out. He's down here. Jesus, man.
Come on now, dog.
Make sure.
Come on, man.
NTP server. Who's the server? It's CSW1's FA02 interface, which is CSW1 FA02 is that right there. That's where you're gonna get your time from, right? So let's go back to ASW1, and he said, oh, I forgot that interface. Y'all know I got a short-term memory, man. CS1 113.9, 113.9, 113.9, 0.113.9, and then that's one thing I don't like about this application. You can't copy and paste on here. So maybe if I could have copied and pasted, it would have been a lot easier. We got to do the same thing, I believe, on this guy. Next step, get your time from DSW2's FA01 interface. So hold up. Wait a minute. Let me make sure. Okay, I'm glad I read that. ASW2, he's going to get his time through DSW2's, this guy right here, DSW2's FA01 interface. This interface right over here. That's interesting. Wonder why they did that. I wonder why they asked for that. It's rather interesting. DSW2's FA01 interface. That's rather interesting. That's how they said to do it, though. That's how they said to do it. ASW1 on ASW2, configure NTP to synchronize time with DSW2's FA01 interface. So DSW2's FA01 interface is, let's see, show interface status. Oh, my bad. I meant show IP interface brief. That's actually going to give you the IP addressing. He said to the FA01 interface. So get your time from this IP address. ASW2, go to global config mode, NTP, who is the master? No, my bad. The server, the IP address is 203.0. What? It was DSW2's 113.22. 113.22, right? They didn't ask for no key. Y'all with me so far? Is anybody any questions or anything? Towards Tech Talk said, good stuff, bro. Yeah, for sure. It can sometimes take time. Yeah, it does take time. I don't remember what we were talking about, but yes, it does take time. Get it? Time. Put that right over there. We're just stuck on time here, right? Talking about a lot of time. NTP. For those of you that just tune in, make sure you hit that like button and that subscribe button. We're doing NTP, or network time protocols, a protocol that we use for on our network for all the time, for all the devices on the network to synchronize and agree on the same time, right? This is really crucial to a network because sometimes, like, if, let's say we need to look at some logs on our network to see when something went down. If the date and timestamps, if NTP is not working correctly, the date and timestamps might be wrong. I've seen it where users can't authenticate to your network, like they can't log onto the network because the time is off, right? It's gonna say, the time is off. It's gonna say like you can't authenticate to the domain. There's so many reasons. Like NTP is really crucial to a network, believe it or not. The next question was, or next task rather, synchronize time with the zero interface on both ASW1 and 2. So they want us to check the time on those guys on the access layer switches. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Let me race through this because I know y'all ready to go to sleep, right? Show clock. Key is in 2010. I guess we didn't see what it was before, but I'm pretty sure he was stuck in 1993 because for some reason, when you buy Cisco switches and routers and firewalls and stuff like that, if you buy them out the box, right, and it's not synchronized to an like an NTP server, or you don't manually set the clock, for some reason they put them out the box in 1993. I don't know if that's when the first router first came out with Cisco. I believe it was called the ACS server or something like that, or ACS gateway or something like that, or something gateway. That was like 1988, I believe they came out with the first router. Cisco did. So I don't know why, for some reason, they put them in 1993 when you get them out the box. So if anybody knows about that fun fact, let me know. But we showed his time clock, and he's in 2010. Good. Are they synchronizing their time respectively? Yes, they are. On ASW1, display the status. Let's go to ASW1. He is down here. They say show my NTP status. Show NTP status. And I am synchronized. I'm a stratum of 5. At what stratum is he operating? 5, like I said. And why? Because he is 5 hops away from the atomic clock, right? All right, we good so far. Task 3. And how many tasks we got? 4, right? So we got 3 out of 4. Let me try to get through this. Now I think we're going to set up security, right? Why do we need security? Because let's say we got some hacker that had his laptop, right? And somehow he was able to get onto our network and say, guess what? I'm an NTP server, right? And then we send some NTP packets trying to get the time, and he intercepts our packets, right? And he says, it is 1969, and he took us to some arbitrary year, and then guess what? He's able to hack around the network. Well, if we have security set up with ACLs and NTP keys and authentication, NTP authentication, you can kind of mitigate this issue with this problem, right? Give me a second, y'all. Hold on. Okay. I'll go ahead and stop that right there. My bad, y'all. I had to step away real quick. All right, so we got Firestorm 855 in the building. Appreciate you for tuning in. Say what up, player. We got Brennan in the building. Yeah, all y'all tuning in today. We got Earl Owen said man in the middle. Yeah, exactly. That's called a man in the middle attack. Hey, there you go. Good, shout out to him for that one. Yep. That's called a man in the middle attack. That's one way to kind of hack into a network. Don't ask me how I know that. It's just very, very one common form of hacking, right? What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so we were past that part. So now we got to do authentication. Cisco devices can use authentication to verify the source of the packets. In this task, you will configure authentication. Blah 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 blah. On router 1, display NTP associations. So we go to router 1. He is up here. Bloop. We do show NTP associations. The question was, What authoritative source is being used to synchronize the time? The authoritative source, myself, local. That's what that means. But let me see how they answered it because I want to make sure that I get that correctly. Task 3, question 1. That's what I love about this application. You can kind of look, y'all remember back in the day in high school, we used to look at the back of the book for the answers and stuff like that, just in case you got it wrong or you just don't know it all together. That's the way this application works too. It says on Router 1 that you should issue the following commands. We did show NTP associations, and then it says right here, based on the output, you can determine that Router 1 is using its own internal clock as an authoritative time source, and that's what that local means. So he's using himself as an authoritative clock. He is the master on a network. He's not an atomic clock, but he's saying he's the master on this network, right? And since we set it up as a stratum of, I believe we set it up as, no, we didn't set it up. It was already set up. He's a stratum of 3, right? Let's see. If we do show NTP status, yeah, myself, I am a stratum of 3, but the master is a stratum of 2, or I believe I'm a stratum of 2, and somebody else is a stratum of 3. I can't remember. Either way, Firestone said MITM only really works. Oh, man in the middle only really works when you are on the network. You'd be pwned already if someone can do 1, 2. I can't. Let me widen this out. You are pwned already if someone can do 1 to you. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, I was just giving an example though. But yeah, you'd have to actually be on the network to pull that off. You can't just hack into a network if you're not on it. So, but yeah, I know what you mean. So we were on task. What was that? Task 3. Let's go ahead and set up authentication. On CS1, display the status. Let's try to get through this, right? Show NTP status. Synchronized. What authoritative source is being used to synchronize? The authoritative source that's my reference clock. 203.113.1, which I believe it's this guy. Right? Let's see. Show IP interface brief. 203 more. Yep. So that is my authoritative source. So I'm getting my time from there, right? That's what that is. So this guy, where's he at? This guy, this guy is getting his time through that source, that authoritative source. That's what that IP address is indicating. Is CS1 receiving its time from the router 1? We did that already. I don't know why they asking us these damn questions over again, man.
You stupid.
Show clock. Yes, he is. He's in 2010 right now. On router 1, enable NTP authentication. So I'm going to go to router 1. How do we do that? Oh, that's what I meant. I meant to do it on this guy. That's why. Is he getting his time? Show clock. Yes, we already determined that. How do we turn on the NTP authentication? Go to global config mode. We say NTP authentication. Easy enough, right? Authentication. No, my bad. It's authenticate. That's how you turn it on. Then you do the key after that, right? On router 1, configure a key that uses an ID of 1 with a password of 80 blah, 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 blah. How does NTP use authentication keys? I don't know how to explain that. You're just using the password basically to authenticate your NTP status, right? Or your NTP setup basically. So I believe it is NTP authentication key. They say ID of 1, MD5. Oh, it uses MD5 authentication. That's how it uses it. That's what they want to ask right there. And then we put our password. The password was 80 $0 November exclamation point, like that. That's what they said the password is going to be. Question mark. We got a CR, carriage return. We're good to go. Y'all got any questions so far or anything like that? Any more fun facts? Y'all make sure you hit your boy with the like button and the subscribe button, because like I said, 75% of you guys watch this channel, roughly 75%, and don't even subscribe to your boy. That's all I'm asking, man. The HBO special, like my man Poor Man's Podcast will say, hit me with that help a brother out special with the subscribe button. On router 1 or on CSW1, display NTP associations. So CSW1, Let me make sure that I put the clock, the keyword there. Yeah, I did it correctly there. So now they said now show my associations on CS1, show NTP associations. We have this still. We're still referencing our clock there. Then they said, is CSW1 synchronized with route, still synchronized with router 1? Why or why not? Let's see. Show NTP status. He's still synchronized, yes. Probably because we did not I don't know. I don't even know why. I would think it would have broke that, being that we turned on authentication on router 1. I would have thought that we broke it. Let's see. Let's check again though. CSW1 display the associations. He's still synced. Status, he's still synchronized. I don't know. But let me look at the back of the book and see if what they were trying to guide us to do here. Let's see. Task 3. The NTP authentication key is the mechanism. Blah, blah, blah. However, NTP5 is required. You should do authentication. Based on the output, you can still see, yeah, he's still synchronized. So yes, he's still synchronized. Authentication only enables the client to verify the identity of the source packets. It does not prevent unauthenticated clients from synchronizing to other peers. Okay, so now we got to turn on authentication on the other guy. So we have to turn on authentication here. Then it'll probably be broken. So I am very broken. Let's go to the other task and see what they wanted us to do before we did that. Let me make sure I'm on the right step, because last time I skipped one and jacked it all up, right? Let me make sure. Hold on. CSW1.
A few moments later.
Okay. On CSW1, configure NTP to use authentication. So that's what they want us to do right here. We're on CSW1. Configure it to use an authentication. NTP authenticate. Authenticate. Now we turned it on. Now configure a key using ID of 1 and that same password like we did last time. How do we do that? NTP authentication key 1 MD5. Password is 80 $0 November exclamation point. Press enter. That was a lot of work there. On CSW1, configure authentication to trust packets from only NTP devices that authenticate by using key of 1. That's a lot. That's a lot. What will CSW1 do with NTP packets that claim to be from router 1 but that do not use the trusted key? That's the key word there. You see what I did there? Key. Basically, we got to do the the NTP trusted key feature, I believe. Yes, NTP trusted key. The key number is, let me see, trust packets with using authentication key of 1. So 1. Let me question mark. I believe that's it right there. Trusted key is 1. And then on CSW1, reconfigure NTP to synchronize over the FA00 interface. You should modify it so it uses the authentication key of 1. Let me make sure. Let me see what I got here so far. Show, run, pipe section, NTP. It did not wipe anything yet. We got authentication key. We got trusted key 1. They said to reconfigure NTP to synchronize over the FA00 interface. Oh, y'all remember that key, that this right here. We are using it to be configured. Oh, now we have to use the key this time, remember? Because you could also you also have to put the key, define the key after this part right here, right? I'll show y'all. Go to global config mode. I'm glad I looked at that. NTP server 203.0.113 NTP.1, the question mark you'll see right there. Now you need to reference the key. What's the key ID? 1. Question mark, you got the CR return, boom. And then after that,
Boom.
you say LCSW1, display the NTP status. Is he still synchronizing his time? How do we do that? Show NTP status. Show NTP status. He is still synchronizing his time. On CSW2, configure NTP to use authentication. Jesus Christ, that's a lot. All right, so let's go to CSW2. Let's try to get through this, right? Go to global config mode. We set NTP authentication, which is authenticate. That's how you turn it on. CSW2, use the authentication. Configure to use the authentication key of 1, password of Boson, and then ensure that the password is not identical. So we doing the same thing, but they made us deliberately put the wrong password so that way we can see what happens, right? So let's see if let's see if this side. So let me show y'all real quick, just so I can get a recap here. We set up this guy to synchronize his time with router 1, but we made sure that he has a key and he's got the correct password to get in, right? Or to get the correct time. We're gonna do the same thing on this guy. He's gonna ask router 1 for the time, but he's gonna have the wrong key, right? So he's gonna have a key, but it's the wrong key, and we should theoretically see the correct time over there, and this guy's gonna have the wrong time. So he's gonna have the right time. He should theoretically. I think that's what they're trying to get us to do here. Let's see. We show clock. Oh, we did show clock already, right? Or show NTP status. We got our time to synchronize, right? Let's see what his is. We might be able to see that already. Show NTP status. It is synchronized. No, you know why? Because we have to turn on authentication and then deliberately put the wrong password, and then it should be broken. Go to global config mode, and then they said on CSW2 configure an authentication key. So NTP authentication key of 1, MD5, password of BO or B0 $0N. Notice this is a different password. They said to ensure that it's the wrong password. Press enter. On CSW2, configure NTP to trust only. So the trusted key. So NTP, trusted key of 1. Let me make sure I got this right. Let me see. I want to make sure we got this right by using the authentication key of 1. Yep. So enter. Let's see here.
5 minutes later.
Chill out, man. On CSW1, on CSW2, display the associations. Oh, reconfigure NTP to synchronize over the FA01 interface and modify the configuration so that way it uses the key. Remember we did last time? We added the key at the end of the IP address. Show, run, section, NTP. This right here, remember? So we were saying the NTP server, you get it through that IP address. Where's that? Is that interface right over there, right? That's what we're doing with that. But now we're adding that trusted key, we're putting that key ID at the end of it. That's the key that I was talking about. NTP server 20.3.0.113.5, key of 1. Oh, my bad. It is you got to put the keyword, key 1. And then, y'all got any questions so far or anything? No, I hope I didn't lose you guys, or I know it gets a little confusing with the key and the trusted key and all this other stuff, but this is how they set it up. You should modify it so that way it uses an authentication key of 1, which we did. On CSW2, display the associations. Is the clock still synchronized? Now, let's see. We broke it. Go to CSW2, show NTP associations, 113.5. This time we have a hashtag, which lets us know what? It is unsynced.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
Not something we should be celebrating because why? And show NTP status. It says synchronized, interestingly enough. But it said unsynced, so let's see. Press enter. Enter. Did we? I thought we broke something. Let's see. Let's double check though. Show NTP. Show run section NTP. And remember, if we did get this wrong, we could always do lab gray lab Control G, and then we'll see what we fixed or what we did not fix, and what answers we should have put there. 203.13. Trust the key. Authenticate. I would have thought it was broken, but let's see. Display associations. Is it still synchronized? So I think maybe, let me see. Let me do that one more time just to triple check. Status. There it is right there. Now it's unsynchronized. See that? Sometimes it takes a while, like I was saying. It takes a while for it to get unsynced. So that's what it was. And now notice we have a stratum of 16, which lets us know, remember, the stratum is any number between 0 through 15, which means you're somehow, somewhere, you're synced with a NTP clock. But if it's past that, it's like you just wherever you are in the world, you're like, man, it is 12 o'clock. I don't care what anybody says. It's 12 o'clock or whatever time you say it is, because you're just not synced to a time. You don't have no concept of time, really, if you're stratum of the 16, if that makes any sense, right? So now they want us to go back and fix that part. But put the right key. So basically, we're fixing this right here, but putting the right key. And then we should theoretically fix the time with this, right? So let's do this. Let's go back to global config mode. Y'all with me so far, right? I don't want to type all of that over again. We're going to say no this, put it back, get rid of the no, Control E, and then fix this part. And the keyword is what? B0 $0 N question mark. Y'all hit me with that like button and that subscribe button, man. If this is the first time you watch it, man, press enter. And let's see if we synchronized our time. Show clock. He's got the time. Looks like he's back in 2010. Show NTP status. He's still unsynchronized. Let's see how long it takes before it actually does synchronize. If it will synchronize, right? Let's see.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Hold on, let's see. I'm gonna keep pressing enter. We just seeing how long it takes before it actually does synchronize, and hopefully it does synchronize. If not, then something is broken. Keep pressing up. Show NTP status. Come on now.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Too many keys. Tell me about it, man. It's like it's a lot to do. Imagine having to set this up for a real network, man. We're just in the lab here. All right, this is like watching paint dry. So we're gonna come back to that. Let's see. Ensure that the password is not identical. Oh, that's what it was. We needed to put the that's what it is. I still put the wrong password. Look at that. I'll show y'all. The correct password is actually with a let me see. A question: does this lab emulate actual iOS? It simulates actual iOS. There's a difference between simulation and emulation. A simulation, right? It's kind of like it's fake. It's close to it, but it's fake. They programmed it to look like it. An emulator takes the actual iOS and runs like and runs on like in an application like GNS3 is an emulator. This is a simulator. But that's a good question. Big Germ said, I think you put the incorrect password on again. Yes, I did, Big Germ. I sure did. Good catch. Good catch. Shout out to Big Germ for that one, man. Shout out to Big Germ. Big Worm. I mean, Big Germ. What you doing, Big Worm? I mean, Big Worm. I did put the wrong password. It's actually B80. Let me see. I needed to put the exclamation point at the end. That's a good catch. That's a good catch there. Right there. Boom.
Boom.
So now let's see if we synchronize our time. Let me do a show run section NTP. And see how long it'll take. So now I think I put the correct password this time. Let's do a show NTP status. hope you was right with this one, Big Germ. Let's see. And keep looking there. Keep refreshing that clock there. Push up. It's still unsynced. Sometimes it takes a minute to sync, right? I just wanted to see if it actually does. Let me make sure. Let's go back to router 1 to verify that though. Let's see. Let me see what password. 80 $0 and exclamation. So CSW2. It's still in sync. Let's take a look at that section. Oh, it's $80 Come on, man.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
It's $80. My bad, y'all. $80. Let's try that again. Jeez, see, it's like you gotta really pay attention, close attention. You can break a whole network doing that, man. You really could. He said 8. Haha. Good job, Big Germ. Yep. I was going to say 3 for some reason. What you mean? Oh, yeah, it's actually 8. So let's see. We're gonna check again. So not the show run, but the NTP status is still unsynchronized. So want to see it sync, right? There you go, right there. See? We're finally synced here, man. About time, man. We spent too much time looking at that. So let's get through this. CSW2. Configure. We did this trusted key part already, didn't we? Let me make sure. Yeah, we did the trusted key part already. Remove the NTP. Let me see. Display associations, easy synchronize, why or why not. And then put the correct password. And we did all of that. And that's fixed. Good. Final task right here. But there's like 8 questions and subtasks within it. Configure client security. Although NTP authentication verifies, he said like 30. I couldn't remember though. Yeah, it was. I put a B instead of an 8, and plus I needed to add the exclamation point at the end out. So good catch though. Although NTP authentication verifies the source of NTP packets, it does not prevent NTP clients from synchronizing with other unauthenticated sources. In this task, you will configure ACLs. So similar to what we did yesterday on CSW2, display detailed information about associations. So CSW2, so right here, we do show NTP associations. I'm gonna try to start earlier next time, you guys. It's just today, like I said, I had a busy day. I actually went to the office and tried to do some stuff. And typically I work from home, but yeah, I had a tied up day, man. So that's why I started a little later today. What they wanted to know is NTP on CSW2 synchronizing with router 1. He is. He's master and synced. Remember last time we saw that hashtag, and that let us know that he was unsynced, the other router or the other switch. On router 1, create an ACL with an ID of 10. So let's go to router 1. Create an ACL. Access list. ID of 10. What they want us to do with it? Configure it to match permitted traffic from CSW1's FA01 interface. So let's go to see what that is. So let's go and say permit. What's the we're gonna put the address and then to match every octet in it. CSW1's FA0. This guy, show IP interface brief. What's the FA00 or 01 interface? That right there. 113.2. So permit that IP address. 203.0. Where am I at, man?
Come on now, dog.
203.
Come on, man.
I just have so many windows is all it is here, man. I'll chill out, man. 113.2. 113.2. And what else they want us to do here? We're going to do the wildcard mask to match every octet, right? 0.0.0.0. Remember, this is what's called a standard access control list. There's 2 ways to do it. If you're just matching one host, you could just do IP, you could just do access list, the number, permit, and then you can say host and then put just the IP address, or you can say permit, put the IP address, and then say match every octet that you put before this. That's what you're doing with all those zeros there. Press enter. What else they want to know here? Configure NTP to synchronize its time only to CSW1 and not permit control queries using access control list number 10. NTP should not be able to synchronize over router 1's time. This is similar to yesterday's lab. NTP, I believe it's access group. You're saying, what does he want to do? Not to permit control queries. So no. We're gonna NTP should not be able to synchronize router 1's time from CSW1. So I'm gonna provide only server access. That's what I'm gonna do here. Serve only. I hope that makes sense, right? And then the access list number was 10. That's what they asking us to do here. Press enter. Next question is, Big Germ said, I'm configuring a VoIP gateway for our call manager at a WebEx tomorrow. Wish me luck, man. Good luck, Big Germ, man. That's a pretty good job. Pretty big job there. I used to like VoIP. I bought some. Believe it or not, I bought some like IP phones, and I was gonna try to because I wanted to get in collaboration and stuff like that too. Set it up on my network and stuff like that, and mess with call manager. But then I kind of lost interest with that. But I'm still gonna, because my daughter, she's never seen like a rotary phone, or at least a phone where you actually got to pick it up and it's connected. So I'm actually going to connect these IP phones on my network at home so I can show her what a phone looks like. Because she's so used to a touch screen like cell phone. That, like kids nowadays, right? They can't fathom that you have to actually pick up a phone and do a rotary dial and call people. Like, remember what we used to do back in the day? I don't know how you guys are, but we actually had to use a rotary phone, right? So, but yeah, I have an IP phone. I want to connect it on my network and just to have a little fun. And it also has has the camera on it, so we can do video and stuff like that. So that's gonna be a pretty cool project for me. I'm gonna set up at home. Almost done here, y'all. Almost done here, y'all. I thank you guys for sticking with me here. He said VTP. Let me catch up here. VTP is another one that can completely decimate a network. Yes, it can. You can wipe. As a matter of fact, I had a coworker do that. I ain't gonna say which job it was, but it was my last job. He actually ended up doing that, wiping a whole VLAN before. Oh well, not with VTP though. My bad. He did that with the switch port allowed and add. He forgot to do the add and just wiped the whole like VLAN from a trunk or something like that. I can't remember. Something crazy, but I've gotten that warning so many times with like Jeremy Chiara and all the CBT nuggets. They've drilled it in my head, and I'm like, I never made that mistake, thank God. But yeah, VTP can, yeah, you can really kill your network with that. Nowadays, most companies use transparent mode, so that kind of mitigates that problem. All right, so going on and on here. Let's try to get this done here. We created an access group. Make sure let me go back and see where I'm at here. If the VTP client is on server, haha, I've seen that before. Yes, exactly. What if what is it? VTP will crash the network? Oh yeah. No. You'll just basically wipe some VLANs and stuff like that, or you'll make everybody report to the VTP server, and if he doesn't have the most updated VLAN database, then everybody reports to him. If his is not really updated, then you could wipe some networks, take some down. Where was I? Let's see here. Display the associations on CS1. So we did this part. So here, show NTP associations. He's still using that as his clock. He is synced still. Is he still synced? Is he synchronizing his time with router 1? Yes. On CSW2. Display detailed information about the associations. Let's go here. Show NTP associations. We did that already. Boom. Oh, now he is unsynced. See that? probably because we did this right here. We did the access control list. So now he's not synced anymore. See that? Now I'll show y'all real quick. He was synced here. Remember, look at this legend right here. Pay attention to that one. This asterisk lets us know we have a master clock, and we're synced to it. When we ran that command again, we have a master clock hashtag, but it's unsynced. See that? See that? There was a star there. There was a star there, and now there's a hashtag there. It was synced. Now it's unsynced because we put an access control list there. Is he synchronizing the time router? Yeah, on CSW1, creating the ACL that prevents. We got to do the same thing on CSW1. Let's go to CSW1, create an ACL and access. Jesus Christ. All right. It's a lot here. Hang on a second, y'all. It's just like, man, it's like 18. I think we're at like number 8. I just keep going back and forth between these screens in here. Maybe I should bring this down some. Modify the ACL to permit traffic on router 1. Let me make sure I got this correctly. CSW2, see, synchronizing against time. No, and on router 1. Modify it. Oh, so now we're going to permit traffic from this guy now. So remember, when we created that ACL on this guy, we created that ACL on this guy. We allowed this traffic, but then we killed this traffic because we didn't allow this host to be synchronizing its time. So now we need to go back and do that. Go to router 1, right? And I'll show y'all real quick. Show access list. So basically, we need to put another host there. See that? Go Figma, we say access list 10, permit. Who are we permitting? It's CSW2's FA01 interface. CSW2, show interface. I'm sorry, show IP interface. Brief, the 02 interface, 113.21. 113.21, right? Y'all with me so far? Let me make sure that is CSW2's FA01 interface. My bad. It's that right there, 113.6. Let me triple check that though. Modify it to FA01's interface. So 113.6 is the other interface. So permit 203.0.113.6. And then all zeros. Press enter.
Bruh.
It's a lot here. You are now tuned into the network.
Bruh.
The next thing we got to do is we configured that ACL, we modified it. Let's triple check that we got both hosts show access lists. That refers to CS1 and the other one refers to CS2. We don't have any matches yet. Why? Because we didn't make any queries. How do we do that? We go on here. I believe we just do, let's do show NTP associations. Let's check the lists. We still don't have a match. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Probably because we got to allow, we got to do the serve only thing, I think. Let's see. Let's see. Modify. No, he's not synchronizing his time. On CS1, configure an ACL. Series W1. Let's see. Make sure. Hold on. Is he getting any matches? Let me look at that too. Gary Perkins said, shout out to Gary Perkins in the building. Gary Perkins the third. You tuned in kind of late today, right? I tuned in. I'm streaming late, so just curious. How much configuration are you doing on a day-to-day work? Let's see. I'd say 2 to 3 changes a day. We'd have to like submit paperwork and stuff like that in our ticketing system. Every little thing, from shutting a port, from everything. Is that the correct IP? 2030 and not 201? Oh, good catch. Good catch, Foster. I put 201 there. Y'all see that? See that? Typo. Let's go back and fix that. I'm glad you caught that. All right. Let's go to that access control list. Let's get rid of that. No. Good catch. Good catch. Because I really would have been stuck with that one. 203. That was a typo. That was definitely a typo. Show access control list. 203, 113 dot. Oh, I wiped it. Let's triple check. Let's triple check. Yes, we're permitting 113. 203.0.113.6, and we need to do .2 now. I wiped the other one out, so go back to global config mode. Where is he at? The other one is 113.2. That one.
Boom.
Show access lists. There we go. Good catch, Foster. That was a typo there too. We got Pepper Jack Shack in the building. Appreciate you for tuning in and see you in a minute. Signing in. Had to do super netting the other day. Oh Lord, yeah, I hate I subnetting and all that stuff. That stuff makes my brain hurt, man. I think that's when I stopped doing the tutorials. When I got to the point where I had to start teaching subnetting, I just was like, man, I barely got through it myself, man. Trying to teach it to other people. But I'm gonna get back to doing those pre-recorded tutorials again, man. Y'all know this is fun to me. So, on CSW, where was I? Jeez, so many steps here. Good catch though, Foster, for that one, because that was a really good catch. But we would have been stuck with that one. Let's see how many matches we got on this now. Show access control list. Now we're getting some NTP. I don't know how often they send NTP packets to check in with the server and stuff like that, but that's why we're getting matches on the ACLs there now. So yeah, you paid attention with that one. Let's see. Modify the ACL to permit traffic. We did that. Display the associations on CSW2. Yeah, that's where we were at. And now he got a star, so now he is synced. See that? Now he's synced. That's good. That's good. That's good.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
Now, let's see what we need to do. Create an ACL of 10 on CSW1. So let's go here. Go to config mode. ACL of 10. Permit. And he says that it's going to allow and an access group. So create an ACL ID of 10 and an access group that prevents CS1 from synchronizing its time. Let me see. Access permitted. Yeah, see, this is a lot with that prevents. I think it's creating ACL. So now we have to create an ACL of 10. And an access group that prevents CSW1 from synchronizing its time with any device other than router 1. Might have to look at the back of the book for this one. I know we got to create an access list of 10. We just do 10 right there, but who are you permitting? Just router 1? That interface that's right there. So we're just going to permit only this interface right here. Let's see. I'm gonna go on there and see what that interface is, and then we're gonna have to look at the back of the book because it's almost time for me to go to bed. Show IP interface brief. The FA00 interface, I believe, is 113.1, right? Let's see. 00 interface, right? Yes, 00. So 203.113.1, and I'm gonna see if we did that right. CSW1. So 203.0.113.1. All zeros. We're permitting him. NTP. And he said an access group that also prevents CSW1 from, he said deny the connection. I don't know what you mean, but hold on. He says in an access group that prevents CSW1 from synchronizing his time from any device other than router 1. So we do access group. I believe we just do, oh, there it is right there. That's what it was. Access group. He says we need to, that prevents us from synchronizing its time with any device other than router 1. I believe it is provide only server access. I believe it's serve only or query only. I don't know. Or peer. I don't think it's peer. Let's see. We'll have to look at the back of the book for this one. Let's just triple check. Question number 9 on the last task. 9, last task. Let's see. Let's say what they say here. I'm gonna have to check because I'm ready. I'm ready for it now. Peer 10. So yes, it was peer. That was the answer. So we need to put peer. You're saying prevent, deny and add. No, actually, we did the ACL correctly. It was this part that got me confused. So this I just looked. The access control list is correct. It's this part that got me confused. What are we doing with this? What we're saying here is we're only going to allow ourselves, this guy right here. I'll show you. CSW1. We're only going to allow ourselves to synchronize our time with no device, only to him. That's the only, and the way we do that is provide full access with that access control list. That's what we're doing there. So peer, and what's the access control list? 10, which is allowing, and that's what we're referencing, that IP address. So we're saying we're only going to allow ourselves to synchronize our time through this interface, which is on router 1. And that's what that access control list does. It locks it down so nobody else can tell us what the time is. If you're a hacker over here and you try to, get into our network with your ugly little laptop, you connect to it and perform some man-in-the-middle attack and say, hey, look, the time is 3:30. Guess what? We have an access control list that says no, that's not true. Press enter. Next thing they want us to do is the same thing on, except on the other switch. So we're doing the same thing over here. We're going to create an access control list that allows us to synchronize our time only here using an access control list. Lock it down with that ACL. So let's go to CSW2. Go to global config mode, and let me triple check those steps. So that way I know. Let me see what they want us to do here. It's CSW2. First, we got to create that access control list. They say give it an ID of 10. Permit. And what was that IP address? So basically now we need the IP address that lies over here, FA01 on router 1, right? Y'all with me so far? I hope I'm not losing anybody or confusing anybody or anything. Let's see, router 1, FA01, so 203.113.5, right? That's FA01, right? Yes, it's FA01, right here. So he needs to synchronize his time only with this. And then we're going to create an access control list to make sure that nobody else will tell us what the time is. And that's who we're going to. So we did it with keys, but now we're doing it with an access control list. That's what they're basically doing here. They're just having us and showing us 2 ways to secure NTP, or Network Time Protocol, right? 203.0.113. He said .5? Matter 1? 113.5, yes. It was, which switch? Was it that switch? It's 113.5. Match it with all zeros, wildcard bits, and then we say NTP access group, peer, access control list number 10, enter. That should be it right there. On both switches, check the associations. How do we do that? NTP, let me zoom in some so y'all can see. Yeah, can y'all see the command line too? Yeah, clearly you can, because Pepperjack made, not Pepperjack, but Foster found that mistake over there. Shout out to her for that one. On both the switches, you should use the following command. That's what it is. Show NTP associations. Oops, what that O there is for.
You stupid.
We are synchronized still, right? How? Because we have that star that lets us know we have a master clock that we're referencing, and the tilde means it was configured. Manually configured. We got to do the same thing on CSW2. Make sure that was CSW2. Now we got to make sure we do it on 1. Go here, show NTP associations. He's still synced. and it was configured. Good. We're still good here. 12, they said for us to look at the time. Are we still stuck in 1993 or are we still in 2010? Let's see. Show clock. Show clock. Detail. We're in 2010 using NTP. That is good. So we didn't break anything yet. Show clock. Show clock. Detail. We're good so far. So the time is consistent. Yes, it is. Then they said they want us to do the same thing on the distribution switches. Jesus Christ. So now we're creating access control list. So we're doing pretty much the same thing that we did over here. Now they want us to do it down here. Have him report his time to that interface or get his time from that interface. And then this guy probably got to get his time from this interface, right? And then we're going to lock it down with an access control list. So no, but that way nobody can get in there and craft our NTP packets. Access group is configured by access list. Yes, it is. Shout out to Pepper Jack for that one. He said, yeah, I need to specify the peer like in BGP. Yep, exactamundo. DSW1 lies over here. We are going to say global config mode, access list. They said to give it an access list of what? Let me see what they said. Give it an access list of 10. Oops, 10. And then we're going to permit. See, you could do host and then put a single host. But we're just going to put the IP address. What's the IP address that they want us to use? The interface of... Let me see. On the distribution switch there. DSW1. Let me see. They said to use... Hang on here. Access control is number 10. And use... I got lost here. There's so many damn steps here, man. The times are consistent. Configure an ACL. And an access group that prevents him from... Okay, so basically the IP address that we used before. This guy. Do show run. That's going to answer our question. Pipe section NTP. That IP address, basically. That should be it. But you know what? Let me triple check because we almost done and I don't want to mess up at the very end. So I'm going to check the back of the book. 203, yep, .9. So I was correct. Yep, I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I did that. So on DSW1, didn't I type that? What was that? I was in the middle of typing that, right? Yes, I was. So access control list 10 permit 203.0.113.9. Y'all see what I'm doing so far, right? Again, I'm just as a recap so that anybody that's falling asleep over here, we're saying this guy needs to get his time. He needs to get his time. When he needs to ask for the time, he's going to ask this switch right here. He's going to do it through that interface. Then we're going to create an access control list to make sure nobody can come in there with an ugly little laptop and perform and try to perform a man-in-the-middle attack to craft the NTP packets and tell us what the time is. But because the access control list is going to block all of that, right? That's basically what's going on here. Question mark. We do the wildcard bits to match every octet. Press enter. Then we say NTP access group. I believe it was peer only. And then we're going to reference that access control list that we created, which was ID number 10, access control list number 10. And then we do the same thing. I believe we're going to do the same thing. What's the next step? Basically do the same thing on DSW2. Yep, DSW2. So let's go to DSW2. Come on, man. Which keyword? Which button does that? I forgot which button gets me out of this. Escape? Oh, man, I hate this. This is what I needed. Or is it this? That's what I needed. DSW2. And we're going to do the same thing. And let's do a show run so that way I can get the correct IP address. Section NTP. That's what we're gonna create the access control list for. Only get your time from that IP address. Go to global config mode. So we're doing the same thing. Wash, rinse, repeat here, right? NTP. I'm sorry. Access control list. 10 permit 203.0.113.21. Match every octet with that wildcard bits. NTP access group peer was that 10 reference number 10. Do the same thing. They're basically gonna have us do the same thing on these guys right here. Wash, rinse, repeat. That's what I like about this application. Yeah, they're making us do it over and over and over and over again. But guess what? If we do this over and over again, if I do this lab, I might do this lab off stream and kind of just, that's how you kind of like know these commands better and stuff like that by just doing it over and over and over again, right? It's like taking shots, man. You wasn't shooting in the gym with me. Let's do ASW1. Same thing, right? Just keep taking shots here. Global config mode. Let's look at our configuration. Show run section NTP. That's who we're going to report our time to. That's actually no. So in this case, I'll show you what's going on here. Remember, he is getting his time from this interface right here. That's what's going on there. You would have thought it was the neighboring interface, but no, he's getting it from here because this guy is a server. He is not a server. He's actually a client. So he's getting his time going past through this, and he's getting his time only from him. And then we're going to create an access control list and block all of that, right? I'm not even going to say what that looked like, but let's go to global config mode. We say access control list 10 permit 203.0. What is it? 113.9.9 match every octet. Enter. NTP access group peer 10. Is that what it was? Yes, 10. And then that's it. Do the same thing on this guy. The other one, same thing here. Remember, he is going to be getting his time from what? I believe it was this interface is where he gets his time from. FA01, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Show, run, pipe, section, NTP. Y'all with me so far? I hope I'm not confusing anybody. Let me know if you got any questions. Gary Perkins said, yep, I used to say that a lot on my channel. Repetition is the father of learning. That's correct. I used to say repetition is the key to mastery. You know, you take 500 shots until you get those free throws in, right? It's like taking free throws or just swinging a bat all day long until you get it right, right? 113.22. What interface is that? That's on this guy, I believe. DSW2 show IP interface. Oops. Let's see. Show IP interface. Brief. It is 113.22 is the FA01 interface. Where is that at? Yep. So it was this interface right here. That's where he gets his time from. So he gets his time from there. And then we're going to create an access control list to block all of that. To block any other traffic. So that's only 113.22. So go back to here. We say global config mode. Access list. 10. 203. Permit. 203.0.113. I'm glad we haven't done this without any typos.
You stupid.
So far, thanks to Foster over there helping us out over there. 113.22. Watch me do a typo right at the very end, right? 000 or quadruple 0. 113. Let me double check. 203, 113. 230, 113, 22. Yep, that's correct. That was the last time I messed up on the stream. And then NTP access group 10. Permit appear 10. Press enter. What's the last step? Because I think they just wanted us to do it on the access control list, and then they just want us to basically show the status and the clock on every time and make sure that the clock is consistent all the way. So let's see. Let's go ahead and we're just gonna basically check the time on every device here. We already know this guy is the master. He say what time it is, right? What time is it? Game time. Ooh. Let's go to router 1. We do a show. Y'all hit that like button and that subscribe button. Because 70% of my watchers aren't subscribed to this channel. So make sure you do that. Show clock. He is in 2010, right? I know it's not the year 2010. I know that for anybody that's in there, any jackass is like, hey, but it's year 2022 in network, bro. I know because they told us to put 2010 when we manually set the clock. We just show NTP status. He is synchronized. Let's go down the line here. We're just going to go this way, and then we're going to go that way. Let's see what his clock says and what his time says. Show clock. He got the right time. Show clock detail. Time source is NTP. Show NTP. Oops, TNTP. Status. Is he synchronized? Yes, he is. He got a stratum of 4. Let's go to here. Same thing. Show clock. He got the right time. Clock detail. His time source is NTP. Show NTP status. He's good so far. Yes, he is. He's synchronized. Let's go here. Let's check our access control list too as a bonus. He don't have any matches. Interesting. Let's check his real quick. I just want to see real quick. Does he show access list? He got some matches. That's good. Maybe because we just did that one right there. We'll see. Show NTP status. He is synchronized, so that's good. Show clock. What's your clock say? 2010. Let's look at your access control list. You still don't have any matches. I'm not sure at what interval the NTP packets are sent. If anybody wants to Google that or whatever. Big Germ said, teaching also aids learning very well too. Yes. We got Peter Hunt in the building. He said, let me see. I'm gonna give you you can get the air horn there. He said, he just got a question mark. Yeah. He said, what were you asking, Peter? ASW1, wrong access group, permit address. Let's see. Are you sure? Permit. Oh, good cat, man. Listen, man. Shout out to Foster for that one. Let's see. I'm doing the whole network. That's wrong. Good catch. It's supposed to be 113 dot. Let's see. Show run NTP. Section NTP 113 dot. Oh, no, it's 113.9. But why does it say it's supposed to be 113.9? And I put show run. Let's just do show run and see what that access control list says. Yeah, I put a 9, and I put a 0, and that's next to the 9. So good catch. Good catch, Foster. Shout out for you for that one. You really paid attention. You are paying attention. I'm glad somebody is. Let's get rid of that. Access control list. No. Go back and change that 0 to a 9. 9. Oops. I almost did it again. See, 9. Enter. Good catch. That was a really good catch, man. And this is why at my job too, when we're doing changes, we have to do peer reviews. 2 people need to peer review your change. So that way you can catch little typos just like that right there. Foster trying to learn. Hey, you are really helping out here. So I'm trying to learn too. Show access list. It says .9. We haven't got any matches yet. I think it'll take a couple seconds before we actually send some NTP packets to see. Maybe we could force that though. Show NTP status. Our status is synchronized, stratum of 5. Access control list. We got a match. Shout out to you for that one. That's what happened there. Y'all see that? I made another one mistake right there, and Diane caught it right there. Now let's go down these lines, check their status, and we should be good to go. So I should be checking the ACLs too. Show clock detail. He got the right time. Show NTP status. He is, let me go up. Let's raise this up so y'all can see. His time is synchronized, stratum of 4, show access control list. He got some hits and matches, so he is good. He got 15 because we set him up a long time ago. Peter Hunt said, don't know how the question went through and not the rest of what I was saying. I don't know. He said, that's what I was asking. Oh, I was in top chat. That's what I was asking. I should have been in the live chat. I don't understand what you mean. Not sure. Not sure what you're saying there, Peter Hunt. But all I got is some question marks. Let me see. Yeah, I don't see nothing else from you. All I see is question mark. I was in top chat. That's what I was asking. LOL. I should have been in live chat. Don't know how to question mark went through and not the rest of what I was saying. So I don't know. We got the access control list. We got some hits. Our time is synchronized, so he's good. We got 2 more devices to check. Let's see what he got. Show clock. Show clock detail. Show NTP status. Synchronize. Show access control list. He got some hits, so he's good. That was him. I believe it's the final switch right there, ASW2, and I'm putting a hammer to it right there. Show clock. The time is correct. Detail. Source is NTP. Show. Let's look at the access control list. We got 7 matches there, 7 hits, right? And then finally NTP status. He is synchronized. I think we're good if we just do, no, I didn't want to save that. I wanted to check our work. How do we do that? Control G. We're missing something. So we were missing a command somewhere. Everything else we did, we got green check marks. So let's see what we were missing there. We are missing, looks the same to me. What am I missing? They said it's an extra command when they're saying I'm missing. So which one is it, Boson, NetSim? I gotta have .2 and .6. Do I need to remove it? Are they the same or are they different? Let's see. Let's go back and check because I don't know why that happened. I don't know why that happened, but apparently that's the only mistake I've got there. Let's see. Let's look at our access control list. Show access lists .6 and .2. So what are you saying? Show run. Where's my access lists? I don't get it because that's exactly what we needed. .6 and .2, which is we're permitting this guy and that guy. They're saying .2. I've got 2 entries for it. What are they saying there? Let's do a write mem and see if that fixes anything. Go back and check. I don't know. I do not know because they're saying this blue indicates that it's an extra command, but then the red says that it's wrong. So does anybody see what's wrong there? I don't know. Y'all know I like to blame the application, but I think everything else we did correctly. As you can see, we got all green check marks there. So I don't care. I believe we deserve a. We checked the time. We checked the access control. Everything else worked. So I don't know what this application is talking about. I typically stream Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But today we started at 9 o'clock because I had a busy day and stuff like that. Y'all hit your boy with the like button on your way out, and hit the subscribe button if this is the first time you tuned in and stuff like that. He said, "Don't know. This is what I had." Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know why they marked me wrong for that. I really don't know because let's see. Let me look at that one more time because I'm not gonna be able to sleep at night if this ain't correct. But we put, you know what? Let me do this. Just because of that, I'm gonna redo these access control lists. Just because of that. 2030.113. Let's do this. Watch this. Because I want to fix that. That's gonna bother me. That's gonna bother me. We're gonna say no to that. And then we're gonna go to .6. Where's he at? And we're gonna say no to that, right? We did no to that and no to that. Now let's take a look at our access control list. Show access lists. He's got none. Let's put them back and see if that fixes it. Actually, let's do this. Let's write mem. Wait, what just happened? Oh, did the application just crash? I hope the application did crash. It just crashed, man. It just crashed. Y'all know what? The application just crashed. You know what, man? I'm gonna try to stream tomorrow, and then I think we're gonna do the next lab after that, which is probably a Python lab. I don't know. We'll see about doing that later, man. Awesome stream. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. Thanks for tuning in to the network.